Journey, a distance, course, or area traveled. Have you ever been on a journey where you have no idea where you're going? Her German name is Jutta Dorothea Giese, but people call her Dottie. She grew up in Germany in the middle of World War II, the sounds of bombs continually ringing in her ears. Despite the violence and destruction in Germany at the time, Dottie experienced an odd sense of security thanks to her parents' love and protection. Her real fears began when her family left everything behind to start a new life in America.
I thought I was going to die. My whole world as I knew it just crumbled. I had all my aunts and uncles and my cousins that I could play with, and now I couldn't.
They arrived in Brooklyn, New York, feeling unwelcomed, unacquainted, and unaccustomed. Her appearance didn't help either. Her tall, awkward German figure stood out from the normal American look. The awkwardness continued as her life became a series of packing up and moving. The family's next move was to a couple of states over to Detroit, Michigan, where Dottie attended high school. High school is awkward for everyone, and being the new kid who wasn't fluent in English didn't make it any easier.
I was kind of my own little world. I didn't have many friends there.
Like many young teenage girls, Dottie felt uncomfortable and insecure in her appearance.
And I was just starting to develop, but only on one side. I only got breasts for a while on one side. And if you don't think that was humiliating, you can't get a bra for one side. And then I would break out in blotches from embarrassment. And here I was, tall, skinny, with one boob.
The next step and final move for the family was to a state far away, all the way on the West Coast. Dottie finished her high school education at Van Nuys High School in California, once again playing the role of an unaccustomed foreign new student who wasn't exactly a candidate for prom queen.
And there was no category for girls like me that were tall and skinny and had a funny name. And by this time I had developed and I had breasts. And only the short boys liked me. The big guys went with the little cheerleaders. They had cliques, and you never, unless you had a little white collar over a cashmere sweater, and they used to be called the socialites. And of course, I didn't have stuff like that. The boys, they had the leather jackets and the ducktails, like in Grease. They were kind of mean.
Society's peer pressure told Dottie to do her best to try to fit in, but despite her efforts, she always felt like the awkward German girl that would never truly be as good as an American. These physical insecurities and lack of confidence transferred to her academics and pursuit of a career. Nearing the end of high school, she was faced with the difficult question of what comes next.
I had absolutely no idea. When I graduated, you either you married at 19, or you become a secretary, which was out of the question for me because I couldn't type. I flunked it. So then maybe a nurse, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't see anybody hurt or sick because I would end up thinking I had the same sickness.
Dottie and her parents moved to the United States to pursue a better life, a life where they can leave all their fears and doubts behind in Germany and live a simple future, so they thought. Like the disapproving stares and comments that Dottie received from the mean girls in high school, her parents didn't expect or desire much of her either. Her parents always told her to just settle with a simple job, nothing fancy or difficult like a doctor or a lawyer, afraid that Dottie would fail and be disappointed.
My parents kept me very simple, that I should just go to work, do my job. And I think now, when I think back, they just kind of did that to protect me. That was kind of a European way, let other people take the hard knocks. You just stay where you're safe.
Dottie was unconfident and disoriented looking towards her future. One of the graduation requirements of her senior year was to prepare a project that explored a career that a student was interested in. This project was one of the most pivotal experiences in Dottie's professional career and life as a whole. There was a beauty school called Marinello's on Van Nuys Boulevard that Dottie had passed almost every day. One day, she picked up one of their pamphlets on hairdressing, deciding to explore this field for her senior project.
One day I was walking by a beauty school. It's called Marinello's. And I kind of peeked in there, and I saw these little leaflets that they had. And I thought, oh, well, let me look at it. Took a whole bunch home. I thought, well, I could make a report from this.
Little did she know where this little pamphlet would take her. Her first step in taking control of her life and becoming a confident, working professional woman was officially becoming a United States citizen. To go along with her newfound citizenship, Dottie decided to officially change her name from Jutta Dorothea Giza to Dorothy McGowan.
I could change my name. Dorothea was my grandmother's name, but in American it was like Dorothy. That's how Dorothy became. I became Dorothy. I was so thrilled, Dorothy Giza. And then somebody called me Dottie, and I thought, oh my God, this is the ultimate. I'm really happening here with a name like Dottie. Little did I know that I would miss Jutta. And that little girl will never be around again.
After high school, Dottie got her first job at the Glamour Hour salon in Van Nuys. She became a regular hairdresser, doing someone's hair every 15 minutes. She enjoyed her job, but never really saw it going anywhere, or turning into anything more than that. A few months later, Dottie received a phone call from Donna, one of her few friends from high school.
So one day, she called me. By this time, I was working on the boulevard, Ventura Boulevard, and if you worked on that street, oh boy, you were really good. But I never thought I was good. I was just, somehow I ended up there. She called me and she says, Dottie, I need you to work tomorrow at Too Close for Comfort.
Donna was a casting director for television, a job that seemed way too glamorous and important for Dottie.
The show was Too Close for Comfort, and it was a very popular show with Ted Knight and Nancy Dussault and Jim J. Bullock, who was very popular. It was a sitcom. And I said, Donna, I can't. Yes, you can. So she nagged me until I finally said, okay.
Donna had the faith and confidence in Dottie that no one had ever had before. She knew Dottie was capable of doing this and believed in her to do the job well. Despite her fears, Dottie had taken the job. This was a major independent decision she had made for herself, in spite of her parents' condescending opinions.
They wouldn't want me to go there. That's for other people. That's not you. You have to stay, do what you're, just work in a little salon. People might hurt you in the other big studios.
A lot of the discouragement Dottie received came from her mother's own feelings of discomfort.
My mom was always afraid. She was never comfortable here in America. She had no one, and her big joy in life was cleaning house.
Her mom transferred these feelings and fears to her daughter, warning her against pursuing anything too risky.
My mom never said that I could do it, and that stuck with me all my life. So just, you can do, and I've learned you can do just about anything, but I still have that in the back of my mind, and it'll probably stay with me forever.
Although her parents didn't give her encouragement, Donna sure did.
Anyway, so I went, and Donna was thrilled to death because Donna always prided herself that she knew everything, that she knew the best. And she thought I was the best. And she had more faith in me than I did, and she saw stuff in me that I never did.
Even though Donna supported her, Dottie always had this underlying sense of shame for disobeying her parents. Nevertheless, she showed up nervous and ready to work on her first day.
Well, I was shaking. I had never been on a studio soundstage before, and I was like in awe of everything.
Her first day went better than she ever expected it to. The makeup artist on the show was the first to greet her. She was very kind. She showed her around the studio and described how things worked. Dottie began to relax, and for the first time in her life, became excited about the job she was pursuing. Dottie ended up staying on the show Too Close for Comfort, but she always felt that she was unqualified for the job.
I really never felt that I was good enough, or I always thought, when are they going to find out that I don't know what I'm doing, that I'm just pretending that I knew what I was doing.
Fake or not, Dottie did what it took to learn and perfect her job.
It didn't take me long to kind of learn, and they were really happy with me. So when the next season started, they asked me to take it over. And I thought, oh my God, you know. And I did, and I did both the salon and there.
Dottie began to form a deep relationship with a new cast member on the show, Audrey Meadows. Meadows was already a television star, a main character from The Honeymooners.
On that show, I met Audrey Meadows, who played Alice in The Honeymooners. Oh my God, this was like the ultimate.
After the show, Dottie became Audrey's personal hairdresser and traveled all over the country with her while she was on tour. Audrey was always kind to Dottie and always spoke highly of her.
She just always introduced me as Mrs. McGowan. She was really respectful, you know, and we just had a great time. We giggled our way, because I don't think in her life, she had that much, you know, like a normal person.
While they were on tour, they became the best of friends. After the tour with Audrey, Dottie got a call for a hairdressing position for a new television show.
Somebody called me and said, oh, would you be interested in doing a little show about a family from Chicago? By this time, I'd gotten a little bit more comfortable, and how bad could it be? Little, you know. So anyway, it turned out to be Married with Children. Well, boy, did I have a lot on my plate.
Married with Children was one of the funniest and most successful sitcoms of all time. It ran for 11 seasons. Business Insider classified it as the longest-running live-action sitcom series in Fox history. This new show required that Dottie design personalized hairstyles for each character to match their personality. This was a new skill that she had to learn, something she had never done before, and she was great at it.
She has a great ability to analyze a face and to see what style looks best on them, but that doesn't always work for TV. You have to study a script and you have to see what that character should be. So if you're a homeless person, you have to create that hairdo. If you're a person from 1950s, you have to know that style. So her breadth of knowledge really has to cover thousands of years, and she's able to do that. She can do things with wigs that a normal person could never do.
Dottie created the custom wig for actress Katie Siegel, who played Peg Bundy on Married with Children.
I was trying to do her hair kind of to go with her wardrobe, because she was kind of, you know, how she walked and everything. And finally I said, Katie, why don't we do a wig? You know, and she said, oh, she said, I've been thinking about that too. So I had one made. I was very proud of that. And 11 seasons we did that show.
Still to this day, Dottie's wig is known to those in the television industry.
She's so good. She created one of the most iconic hairdos. Look at my hair right now until she comes back. One of the most iconic hairdos in all of television on Married with Children on Peg Bundy. She should have won every Emmy that there is to win for that. But back in those days, they never gave Fox any awards.
And in addition to that, she is so famous because she created the iconic look that we all know as Peg Bundy. And we all know, the Smithsonian takes on these special cultural American images like Dorothy's shoes from The Wizard of Oz and Miss Child's Kitchen. Well, Dottie McGowan's hairdo for Peg Bundy should be there, and I think it will be one day.
After Married with Children, Dottie was a hairstylist on several other television shows. Some of the shows that she worked on were Unhappily Ever After, My Wildest Dreams, First Time Out, 21, Hang Time, Hit Me Baby One More Time, Show Me the Money, Identity, 1 vs. 100, Last Comic Standing, the 37th Annual People's Choice Awards, The Singing Bee, and Deal or No Deal.
When I left Deal or No Deal, one of the young hairdressers came up to me and said, "Dottie, I wish I would have 2 more years with you to learn everything you know." And I thought, doesn't he know that I don't know anything, that I've just been faking?
After finishing her work at Deal or No Deal, Dottie was hired at Fox News in Los Angeles.
All those years, back to the old days when she worked with the big, big stars, and now she works with us. She just is such a treasure.
Alongside her job at Fox News, Dottie continues to work at Luciano's Salon with longtime clients who have been going to her for years. Dottie had made a long and successful career for herself, but she still didn't believe in herself like everyone else believed in her. Dottie was very protected and sheltered from the world. Her parents taught her to be careful, not to aim high in fear of disappointment. Yet the suppression and fear is what drove Dottie to pursue something greater. She seized the opportunities that were put before her and worked hard to please the people she worked for.
I feel so blessed that in my life I have found my calling, and that I'm at peace with what I don't want to be anything else. If I had to do it all over again, I would do the same thing. Hopefully Donna will be there to give me that extra kick in the you-know-what. And she's been a good friend.
Her parents' love and protection provided a solid foundation on which she could begin to pursue a strong career and create a life for herself.
If I could talk to my parents now, and if I had something to say to them, I would say just thank you. Thank you for your love and your protection. And I think you still made me what I am. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
From the war in Germany to bringing her to America to providing a home and schooling for her, Dottie's parents kept her safe through it all. The support that she didn't receive from her parents for her career, she got from her son, Sean. He believed in her skills and always told her that she could do it. He encouraged her to reach her full potential and strive to be the best she could be.
He was always there for me. You can do it, Mom. You can do it. And in a way, he was right. I can do it.
All my life, he has been telling me that I can do it too. Sean is my father, and Dottie is my grandmother. They have been inspiring me since the day I was born. My name is Riley McGowan. I'm a media communications major at Point Loma Nazarene University. This documentary is not about me, but about my grandma, Omi as I call her. This was originally supposed to be a film about her career, but I have realized that it is about her amazing journey of being able to overcome her fears and her insecurities. Not only have I learned about my grandma's life and career, but also I've learned about my own life and how thankful I should be to have this option of chasing my dreams with my family and friends who encourage and support me. This film is dedicated to my grandma, Omi, because of how selfless and how strong she is, and for showing me how important it is to follow my dreams, no matter what anyone else thinks.
You just follow your dreams. It's an amazing journey. It's like up and down, because it was always one way. It wouldn't be any fun. There's a lot of challenges, and then when it works, boy, you can pat yourself on the back. If anybody ever says to you, you can't, you just show them that you can. Look at me. And guess what? I still don't know how to type. And you know what? Now they throw texting at me. It's very frustrating, very frustrating. So, my dear friends, if you want to talk to me, call me. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your laughter. I want to hear if you're doing well or not well. You'd be surprised what you learn out of a voice. No texting. No typing. Hate it. Thank you. Actually, my name was Jutta Dorothea.